Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Convention Confessional. My name is Katy Hunt, and I'm here to guide you through the good, the bad, and the ugly of the convention world. Um, and what a month it has been. I mean, we started the month with talking to our director friend Danny about his scary movies, and then we talked about Ryan and going through haunted mazes and things, and then, geez, Pat last week and death. So much death. But this week, we're gonna round off our Halloween month with our friend Kate. Hi, Kate.
Hello.
Have you brought me a story of murder?
Um, Close to murder.
Yay!
I didn't get to kill anyone, but I came pretty close.
Yay! Who hasn't? I mean, really. Our friend Kate here is a member of all the Star Wars groups in New England, the New England Garrison, as well as Alderaan Base, correct?
Correct.
Ah, nailed it.
You did. You got him right.
Woohoo! I know. We were talking before the episode started. I was like, oh, I'm going to totally screw this up. And I didn't. So,
You didn't. You did.
call it a win.
The number of times I have had to correct people is astronomical.
And honestly, on a no bones day, not bad. Not bad.
There you go.
What wonderful tales have you woven for us today, dear? I'm very excited.
So I have been staffing conventions for entirely too long, and we went down to staff Otakon, and we were working on the main events staff, and I can't remember if this was 2 different years or the same year, but we mostly did the concerts and the masquerade and big events. And we had 2 different concerts that were a nightmare, and masquerade that year was a nightmare. And so the first concert was Aya Hirano, and it was right when Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya had come out and was like hugely popular. And so we had our staff, and she was going to sell merch at the end of the concert. And we were all like around the room during the concert, making sure people weren't taking pictures with their flash and everything else so that there weren't any accidents and whatever. And then at the end of the thing, we went to the back of the room so that we could be prepared for when the influx of people came to get in line for the merch. Well, the end of the concert comes, she does her last song and goes, "Let's take a selfie together." And so everyone pretty much storms the stage.
Oh boy.
Now, the Baltimore Convention Center has the main events room is in the basement. It is literally a dungeon pit in the basement. And the way Otakon does it is they let special needs guests come in first and sit in the front. Well, this concert, we have a paraplegic in a wheelchair on a not a ventilator, but oxygen.
Sure.
In front row center, which is right where she's decided everybody should come take a selfie.
Oh boy.
And the only person up there is a great staffer, but legally blind or very close to it. Great staffer, never any issues, but he is stuck up there for this influx, and the rest of us are in the back. The fact that this kid did not die, the attendee, was a minor miracle. And we all like see this happening, rush the stage, and we do get there before the attendees get there and before everybody gets crushed. But the moment of panic when she says this, it's like, oh my god. And the worst part of it was is we had talked to her manager beforehand, and there was discussion about whether she was going to do it, and the manager said no, she's not going to do it, because we had raised all these issues with like why it wasn't a good idea. The manager's like, no, she's not going to do it. And then she does it, and we're like, oh my god. Nobody died, so that was good.
So a person almost died getting rushed out of stage
because, well, and I like if we had had an emergency, I don't know how we were going to get this kid, like any of these people out.
Like, why would you ever think it was a good idea to do something like that? Like,
I
please, everyone, come on stage with me right now. It's like, no,
No,
no, maybe not.
no, please don't do that. Well, no, it wasn't
Please
even on
don't.
stage. Like she was going to stay on the stage, and they were going to be like right beneath the stage, like
Yeah,
in
but
the
we all know how that
row.
ends up going.
Yeah, it was not going to go well. I
No.
don't know
Oh, well, if I'm
how
this close, I can get this close, or I can get this
I can
close.
get up on the deck. No, no, you
Yeah,
can't.
exactly.
And like
Oh.
our staff is great, but we're not professional bouncers. Like this is not our job.
No.
So actually getting like a crazed fanboy who's going to get up there, we're not going to stop him. Like most of us are
Oh,
small,
God.
geeky children. Like, we're not doing this.
We don't go to the gym, and we watch a lot of anime, and we're squishy. Please be gentle with
Please
us.
don't break us.
Please stop. Oh, no. So everybody was okay, though, right? Like, no one got, like, crushed. Thank
Everybody
God.
did ultimately be okay, and we, despite multiple protests to couldn't we put the special needs individuals closer to the exit so that if there was an emergency, they could get out of this dungeon hell pit, that was not changed.
Sure, sure. Oh,
So
good.
that was fun. But now they're moved to DC, so it's no longer an issue. So that's good.
Right. Much bigger space. So wait, why was the masquerade a nightmare?
So let's go. Let's do the other concert first because
Okay.
the
Okay,
night
okay.
is a whole. So the second concert was Yoko Kano, which was an amazing concert. She did the music
Mhm.
for Cowboy Bebop and a million other shows, and did this
Right.
piano intimate show, which was amazing. And the concert was perfect. The attendees were super well behaved. Nobody was taking pictures. Everybody was really respectful. It was great. She leaves, comes back to do the encore, and it is 2014, so it's the anniversary, 200th anniversary, I think, of the writing of the Star Spangled Banner in
Okay.
Baltimore. So it
Sure.
was written at Fort McHenry, which is literally a train ride, like 15 minutes outside of the city.
Right.
And so she sits down at the piano and starts playing the Star Spangled Banner. Like I'm still getting goosebumps like thinking about it because it was really
Mhm.
surreal and cool and just beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
And then halfway through the song, out come the lighters
What?
because they are gonna sit here and like wave their lighter as she plays the song
Wait.
in the basement
That's
hell pit.
not a
No,
song that I would think of pulling a lighter out for.
yep, but they did. And it wasn't like the the usual version where it's like loud and at the ball field or whatever. It was a quiet, like tasteful arrangement, I guess.
Yeah, no, I get, yeah. Just
But yeah, like two different people pulled out lighters, and I went from like the corner near the stage, like up the middle aisle, and like the kid that had the lighter was halfway in the middle of like a clump of seats. So
mhm.
I'm like jumping over everybody, all these like attendees to get this kid to put the lighter down because we are in this basement hell pit and someone's
Right.
going to die. Like if a fire had started, if he had dropped it or if it had caught the Yu-Gi-Oh cosplayer in front of his hair, like they were going down
Yeah, like
and there
no
was
fire,
nothing you
fire
could do about
bad.
it. Yeah. Like you want to take out your phone and do the little lighter app that we all did in 2014, you go for it, but
Yeah,
no, no
not
fire
real
down
fire.
here.
Who let them have fire?
I don't even know.
Oh my god. What's wrong with people?
I
Lots
don't
of
even
things.
know like how you would think this was okay. Like the amount
No.
of hairspray and flammables at a
Acrylics
con,
and
like
flammable fabrics and
yeah, and wigs and everything else is just gonna go up.
oh my god.
And I think that was the last year we staffed.
Yeah, that sounds like, oh my god. So 2 concerts, people almost got crushed to death, and somebody tried to set people on fire.
Yep. So the
Oh.
second story was, or the next one, and I don't remember if this was the same year. I don't think it was the Masquerade, and we were doing
Uh-huh.
security for that. And the Masquerade, when Otakon was in Baltimore, was in a separate building, a couple blocks down.
Mhm.
It wasn't in the convention center. There wasn't really space for it, so it was in the some kind of arena. I don't remember what. And we meet these two kids walking. Like we're walking from our hotel to it, and these two kids come up and they're like, because they saw our staff shirts, they're like, "Oh, do you know where the Masquerade is?" And we're like, "Oh, absolutely. Just follow us. We're going there. You can get in line when you get there." So they follow us, no problem. Very, nice kids, very excited to be there. Cute little couple. We get there,
Mhm.
drop them in the line, go in, do the, get ready, get everybody loaded in, no problems. About halfway through the concert, or the masquerade, this woman comes up to a fellow staffer and says, "Have you seen these two children?" And they're like
No, no.
13, 14. And we're like, "Oh God, yeah, we did. We're pretty sure these are the kids that we literally escorted here." And she is pissed. And
Mm.
we show her where they're seated, and she drags them out. And she's like, "I told you you weren't allowed to come. I told you we were going to the hotel room because we were going to dinner." Like, rips into them. The girl wasn't supposed to leave with the guy because they're like secret dating because they're
What?
13.
Yeah, right?
And the worst part of it was, is like, the girl in the couple has this sister who has done nothing wrong. Like, she is clearly like a super excited, like 15, 16-year-old otaku. This is possibly her first con, and she's like clearly devastated because she knows her con is over
Mhm.
because of the sister. And she eventually like drags him out. The masquerade goes on with none of the attendees the wiser, but it was like, oh my god, we just escorted Romeo and Juliet here to this event.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that was a thing.
Oh my god. Romeo and Juliet.
It, like, the way she was
Yeah.
going into it, it was like, you are not supposed to be dating this boy.
Oh boy.
It
How
was like,
dare you date a
oh,
Montague?
seriously, it was like, okay,
Oh no. They write mangas about shit like that.
right? That you couldn't make this stuff up. I mean, you can because that's what manga does,
Right? You're like, wait, I've read this somewhere before.
pretty much.
Oh my god. I feel so bad. I like security is probably the hardest job at a convention. Can we talk about that for a minute?
It really is.
I mean, like I said, like people put their time and their effort and everything into all the planning and the organizing and all the stuff for their events and things like that. All the respect in the world, but the poor security people at conventions. It's like some of the stuff they have to handle and deal with and like see that cannot be unseen.
And I love, like, at, I'm glad that we have like a buffer between our security dealing with something before it gets escalated to like location security.
Mhm.
So, like, at Anime Boston, which is another convention that I staff, we have our security, which is just volunteers for Anime Boston. But then there's
Mhm.
also like the Heinz security, and then it gets escalated to the Boston Police Department, which has happened on a couple of occasions. But like, I'm so glad that we have a buffer between our people before the Heinz people or the Sheraton people have to get involved, because like half the stuff the kids are doing doesn't really need to be disrupted. It's
Right.
fine. They just need to be watched and told like, "Hey guys, you're getting a little rowdy," or you can't block traffic. Please move
Right.
from the top of the escalator. This is not a good place for a photo shoot.
Right. Can you please be a person for 5 minutes? You're forgetting
Yeah.
how to be a person.
Yeah.
Oh
I
man.
can't imagine being a norm like security person and trying to deal
No.
with it. Although
No.
we have a number of security Heinz security people who specifically request to work Anime Boston. And one
Hmm.
of them we've chatted with over the years, and he's like, "This is the only event that my grandkids want to come see me at." And
Oh.
like he gets, he can get him in because he's working in he's
Yeah.
working the event, and it's like you get to spend the weekend with, not with your grandkids, but when you're on break and stuff, you can see them, and it's like, oh, I love that.
That's awesome. Aw.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no, but like seriously, like if you see a security person at a convention, you thank them.
yeah,
You tell them
seriously,
thank you.
thank you, and try to not, make their lives miserable.
Yeah. Jeez.
Just do what
God.
they're asking you to do. Because if you do it the first time they ask you, they're not going to get mad. It's not
Nope.
going to escalate because
Right.
everybody's tired, everybody's frazzled. So it's like, please just, you know,
Right.
just do
But
what
it's
we're
just like,
telling you to do. There's
but it's
probably a
just like,
reason.
yeah, they're just, like it's the one of the hardest positions to staff too. I mean, everybody
Oh yeah.
wants to be like in cosplay or, video games and all that stuff. It's like trying to convince somebody to like tell people no all weekend. I mean, I would love that job. Don't get me wrong.
I mean,
I would be
I
so
thoroughly enjoy it, but
I would thoroughly enjoy being like, no, all weekend long, personally, because I'm that kind of person. But just trying to get people to be security, like, it's tough.
my favorite was always working 18 plus events
Hmm.
because we worked a couple of conventions as security and worked 18 plus events, and one of the Boston conventions is not so great about policing 18 plus or having any security whatsoever, and we were literally brought on to fix it.
Hmm.
So like all of the security staff that year was Anime Boston staff, and a friend of mine and I got put on guard door duty for an 18 plus event, and we're like, we're not letting anybody in without an ID. Really simple.
Yeah.
No ID, no access. I don't care how old you are.
Hmm.
And we did, catch a number of little children trying to get in, and with like school IDs. I'm like, this does not have your birthday on it. You could get into the con with this, but you're not getting into this event.
Right.
And we had so many like adults fight us, and it was so funny. And like at the time, we didn't think anything of it. Like we were like, "What is wrong with you people?" And now, after pandemic and nobody can follow directions, I know that more of the population is like this. But it's like, no, if you don't have your ID, you don't get in. I don't
Right.
care that you're clearly 70 years old and going to this hentai panel. Not my problem.
Gross.
Oh yeah.
I'm watching you, old man.
I'd really like to not be, but go get your ID if
Right.
you want to come watch your porn.
Right. You've given me no choice.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. 18 plus events. I mean, I could get into some stories about
Oh,
certain
I'm sure.
conventions and being
Oh yeah.
carded about, yeah. But we can't get into that, I think, for legal reasons. I can't say anything. So,
Yeah. Probably not a good choice.
lest I be sued for having an opinion on something. But I mean, long story short, have your ID on you. And then also the person checking the IDs, make sure that they know how to check a fake ID. I work as a
Yeah.
bartender when I'm not working at conventions and like doing a podcast and everything else. And I mean, that's like the hardest thing to do. Not really a convention story, but I remember we had to go to like training
Mhm.
um as like a liquor thing, and
Yep.
they have a whole book of IDs that they've confiscated from people. Be like, these are all fake IDs, can you tell us what's wrong with them? And it's like some of them are like blatantly obvious. It's like obviously
Mhm.
going to be like this person doesn't look like this person, or that's obviously not the right birth date,
This
or
says
this is
February
expired.
31st. Yeah.
Right. My favorite one though was I had the ID in my hand and I flipped it over and there was nothing on the back of it.
Oh, nice.
Nothing.
Wow. That's a
I
good one.
always flip IDs. Like
Yeah.
from that moment on, and that was like almost God, 15 years ago I took that class, right? And from
Mhm.
that day on, whenever I get an ID, I always flip it over to see if there's a back on it. And people like are like, "Why are you checking the back of my ID?" And I'm like, "To make sure it's real."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I've
So
seen plenty. I've seen them without.
I have seen shit. So yeah, just a little bit of a helpful hint there. If you're checking IDs, always flip it over because you never know. Well, I mean, aside from like all of the hassles of security and trying to burn things down, we've also cosplayed together. You have you have an awesome Loki cosplay,
More often
right?
than I think we knew, rather.
I know, right? I didn't even realize.
Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, I cosplayed that with you, and then, yeah, because, like,
Like all these pictures surface of the two of us. It's just like, wait a minute.
yeah, because it was really funny, because, like, when I first got into cosplay and conventions, Full Metal Alchemist was big, and I think
Mhm.
you were playing Hughes at that point.
Most likely.
And I had Ariza, but my sister played Hughes, and I have the cutest picture of you like showing off you both have the pictures of his daughter, and you're both showing them off to each other, and it's just the cutest picture.
I don't think I've ever seen this picture. You have to
So
send
I'll
it to
have to
me.
find it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, Hughes. I told you he was happened by accident. Did you ever hear that story?
No.
Okay, so yeah, Full Metal Alchemist was a thing, and I had the hots for Roy Mustang. Who didn't?
True.
And we went to PortCon,
Hmm.
and I had made all of my friends different Full Metal Alchemist costumes that didn't already have one. So we'd have like a huge group, which was a
Nice.
big deal at the time at PortCon because whoever saw large groups of like the same thing at one time?
Yeah.
Nobody. So I was Mustang, and then I had made like the dinner outfit for Hughes, like the pink
Oh yeah.
shirt with the black for one of my friends. And long story short, they weren't having fun at PortCon, so they just left in the middle of the night.
Oh, I mean,
And I was like, okay, bye. Like we like, went to an event and came back, and they had left us this long note about, hey, we're not having fun, we're leaving, deuces, like see you later. And I
wow.
was pissed because I was like, I put all of this time and effort to get like a picture and stuff, and
Yeah.
like make stuff for this Hughes costume. And so the next day, we were like, it was the Sunday of the convention, and I was like, well, I want to be Hughes for a minute. Like, let's just see, because I had
We
the
have
glasses
this,
already
so
that were
yeah.
like square and everything. I slick my hair back, and the next thing I know, it's like turned into a thing.
Wow.
Like
That's
that's what
so
I was
funny.
known for the longest time was like
Yeah.
cosplaying Maze Hughes. And it was just, I mean, like, it was so funny because I was like, as much as I love Roy Mustang, it's like, why didn't I think to be Hughes the first time? Like, I didn't even
Yeah.
think about it.
Well, especially since he's such a fun character,
Oh my
and you
god,
can
he's so much fun.
you
I
can have
miss
such
being
good
Hughes.
easy interactions with people. With like, look at the
Oh,
pictures of my daughter.
look at my daughter! It's so good. There's actually, speaking of pictures surfacing, there was one that my friend tagged me in, Holly,
Mhm.
of me with her husband, and he was dressed up as the general there, who ends up like he's a different character in the manga than he is in the TV show, but he's
Yeah.
one of the and it's just a picture of me, and I literally have the wallet of pictures like folded out,
Oh wow.
and the sheer terror in his face is so good.
Oh, perfect. And that's kind of in character too.
Right. But oh man, yeah, no, I would definitely do Maze Hughes again in a heartbeat. I miss playing Hughes.
It's almost time for it
Mm.
to be like retro, which is
Right,
terrifying.
right. Who knows? Maybe he'll show up at AB next year. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll remake the costume and I will reappear again. You never
Yeah.
know.
I'll have to see if Riza's still in the attic somewhere.
Yeah. My God, could you
It's a
imagine? We just
thing.
go. Okay, but also, can we talk about how it would be sad? We go to this convention dressed in like Full Metal Alchemist and we're considered retro. Womp womp.
Yeah. Oh,
My
now I feel
heart.
old.
Oh God, right in the feels.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Well,
Wow. That's a
I know.
yeah.
Wait, it's like it's funny because you think like no, that doesn't age us. But how long has that show been out? I have to look it up now. Like how long has like Full Metal Alchemist been a thing? Because let's see, I cosplayed as Hughes. No,
That was
Mustang
probably
before I had a full Hughes costume. 2005.
Yeah.
God, is it? It has since 2004. That's almost 20 years.
Jesus.
Oh my God, I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
up.
Because
I'm
I
gonna be
think that
upset in a
was,
minute.
I think I got into it in like oh 08 or 9.
Oh no, I'm gonna be so upset in like 20 minutes. Okay, so the manga started coming out in 2001.
So it's 20 years old.
Yeah, the
Wow.
original anime came out in 2003. Fuck my life.
Yep. That is,
Oh God.
wow.
Wow. 20 minutes of the episode just us going, shit, man.
Shit, we're old. How did this happen?
Shit, we're old.
We've been doing this for way too long.
No. Wait, no, Cowboy. Well, Cowboy Bebop's 25, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah, I remember the Cowboy Bebop 20th anniversary, and I
Yeah,
thought that
90. Oh God, it's older.
yeah,
Oh, I think it's
I
older.
remember
Nope.
because I remember feeling
Ugh,
old when that was 20, and when Ava was 20, I was like, how is that possible?
98. Oh, math is hard.
Yeah, don't do it. It just makes your brain hurt and makes you
No,
sad.
man, I'm doing it. I'm gonna hurt myself. It's fine. 23. Cowboy Bebop is 23 years old. Oh no. I remember watching that on Toonami. I miss
Oh yeah,
original Toonami.
it was great. That was like the best place to find things.
Oh yeah, it was like Big O, which who knows what Big O is? I do, but
Nobody would,
you
yeah,
probably do. But
yeah,
like,
but
who honestly like knows what the like Big O? I remember that it used to show in the morning,
mhm.
also right before I had to go to school. It was
Nice.
like 5:30 in the morning, and I could watch it. But
Yeah,
like that, and then Cowboy Bebop
yep,
and Dragon Ball Z. But it was
yep.
unedited Dragon Ball Z because they had it during
Right.
the afternoon with all the edits in it, so you didn't see all the
Yeah.
blood.
But
And then at
then,
night they would
yeah,
show
at
you like,
night they showed the real one. Yeah, I
yeah.
remember that.
And then God, what else?
And
Fooly
then,
Cooly, obviously.
yep. And I
Oh,
remember, I don't, was Inuyasha? No, Inuyasha was on Adult Swim.
it was on Adult Swim, but I think they showed it sometimes on Toonami. Like as we got into like the later episodes when things got a little
Yeah,
bit more
when things,
hairy.
yeah, that's, I think that's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Because I remember watching that.
What else? What else? What else?
I'm trying to
Full
think
Metal
because, like,
Alchemist
they,
showed for a little bit.
yep. I remember
God,
what else. There
so
was,
many. Trigun.
oh, yep. That was another big one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh man, Toonami. Now it's funny because I watch like every once in a while you're like clicking through the TV, you're like, oh, it's Toonami hour, and you turn on the TV and you look at it, you're just like, what is any
What
of
is
this?
this?
What
This is
is
not
this?
what it's supposed to be.
What? Like, oh, I know I'm so behind on animes. I feel bad
Oh,
because like
I,
everybody has such cute little costumes and stuff, and I'm like, what are you from? And then they rattle off like some 10-word anime, and I'm just like, it's cute.
I like
you look
it.
you look great.
Because I'm
Not
trying to
Yuri
think,
on
like,
Ice.
I think
Got
the
it.
last thing I watched was Yuri on Ice.
Yeah, I loved Yuri on Ice.
It was great. And
So
I
good,
cosplayed from that, but I
right?
can't remember what else, like, since.
I know. I feel like I've watched something else recently, but it just I
I'm
don't
supposed
know.
to be watching the girls' hockey one that just started, but I haven't
Oh, there's a
actually
girls'
started.
hockey one.
Yeah, so it's apparently about, like, a real, it's based on a real team or something, and it's about girls who play hockey. And I'm like,
Oh,
here for that because I love hockey.
oh, wow, that's fun.
Yeah.
Definitely have to like let me in on that. Oh, I watched that new Inuyasha. That's what I've watched. Like the sequel or something, or it's their
Oh,
kids. I
yeah.
don't know.
I remember hearing about it, but I didn't watch it.
I've watched like 3 episodes of it, and I was just kind of like, I feel like Inuyasha was long enough. We didn't need a sequel,
Yeah, Inuyasha was the one that taught me never to get involved in shonen manga again.
right?
Because I
Commitment.
read it like all the way through. I would look for scans like the day it
Mm-hmm.
came out in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kept going. And then like I started working at Borders, which is actually how I got into Anime Boston in the first place.
But also talk
Um,
about aging yourself. Borders. Yikes.
right? Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. I was like, oh well, I like the Bleach. I like watching Bleach, so I'll read the manga. No, no, don't do that. I didn't ever do it, but I thought about it, and I was like, no, you did Inuyasha. You don't need to do this again.
Oh god, I remember watching Bleach. I thought like I literally watched so much bootleg of that. I think I watched
Oh
like
yeah,
almost the first 100 episodes or whatever of it, like in Japanese in like 2 weeks. It's like,
yeah.
what am I doing with my life?
Why? Yeah, what is? How is this my life?
Right? Why is this my life? I gotta quit, man. I gotta quit. Well, the thing is, with like the Inuyasha, we should have known that was going to be like the longest like show ever because same person wrote Ranma one half, and I didn't think
Right. We
Ranma
should
was
have learned our
ever
lesson
going to end.
then, and we didn't.
We did not. It'll be different this time, guys.
It'll be fun and short. No, that's a lie.
Uh, no Clamp though.
No.
See, the thing with Clamp is like they want to like write like 1,000 things,
They really just want
and
to write fanfic.
right, and then they don't finish any of it.
Right. Which is also what happens in most of the fanfic I read.
Right, infuriating. The one that makes me the most mad though, and talk about aging myself. Oh, X.
Yep. Oh god,
X is
yeah.
probably, and someday, and I think I've talked about it on here before. Someday, all of our friends will get together and we will cosplay as that entire cast.
Nice. That'll be fun.
God is my witness. We will do
Someday.
that friggin' cosplay.
Talking about dating ourselves, yeah.
Yeah,
No one will know.
but it's like you had a movie that ended differently than the anime,
Yep.
and then the manga has no
Was
ending.
completely, yeah.
No ending. Didn't end great. Like where they stopped writing it,
Wasn't a
they
good
decided to
place.
stop drawing people was a terrible way to just like leave a cliffhanger. 18 volumes, no ending.
Yep.
And then it's like I said, the show ending's different than the movie ending.
And the
So it's just like,
movie.
well, which
It's
one's the real
pick
ending?
your own. Oh,
It's literally Clue.
yeah. I love that movie.
This is what happened, but this is what really happened.
This is what could have happened. Write your own.
Oh god. And that was like one of my like first animes outside the realm of Toonami too. I found it like at Walmart. The first DVD was at Walmart. I
Yeah.
was like,
The
"Ooh,
first
this
stuff
could-"
we watched, we got at Suncoast, I think. And we were watching Fushigi Yugi on like the TV in the history room at in my high school
Mhm.
before, because we would have like a break between our school ended, and then we'd have a break before like rehearsal for plays began.
Mhm.
And because the I went to an all girls school, and the boys had to get over from the boys' school to for the rehearsal, and we would literally sit in like the history classroom and watch Fushigi Yugi and Kenshin.
Oh god,
Like,
Kenshin. Kenshin, that was the other one on Toonami.
yep,
Oh god, Kenshin.
that
So many.
yeah.
Oh, I love
Also, should
Kenshin.
have learned not to get involved with shonen after that.
Yeah,
Didn't learn.
seriously, we don't learn.
No,
Nobody learns.
no.
You're just like, oh, this is fun, and then 300 episodes later, you're like, what have I done?
Why? How have I lost this much of my life to this? Why am I
True.
still invested?
What do you mean it's still finishing? I've been at this for
Oh
20
God!
years.
What do you mean the manga's not done?
See, kids these days don't get it. Their shows last 20 episodes and they're done and they move on with
Yeah,
their lives.
it is so much easier. Like, and they can get them
Yup. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's wait 2 months for the next tape
yeah,
VHS to come out. Forget
with
DVDs.
2 episodes.
For 2 episodes. Oh, and by the way, there's an edited and an unedited tape, so make sure you grab the right one.
Yeah, Escaflowne was the worst on that one.
Oh, Scaflone, that was such a good show.
The original
Oh,
was. The edited version made no sense.
yeah, absolutely not. The one they showed on TV.
Yeah, on Fox Kids or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, what's happening?
I realized that you were sold this as a mecha show, but it's really not. So just stop
That and
trying to
their
make it that.
edited version of Digimon.
Yep.
I died, and they just totally breezed over the fact that that kid was dead.
Yep. Just not even going to acknowledge it.
Right? We're just like acknowledging he just died in Matt's arms.
Yeah. It's also just how like insulting some of the edits were. It was like we were. I think it was Pokemon where they changed an onigiri to a donut, and it's like that's clearly not a donut. Like kids are smart enough to know that's not a donut.
Culture them, for God's sakes.
At least they do that now. They won't. They'll just say it's an onigiri, and you can look it up.
Yep. Yep. Telling you, kids today, man. No idea.
No. And we're not
No.
even like the first generation of crazy.
I know! Look at Pat D!
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole nother level of crazy.
I mean, Jesus, like, we can't even go there. There's not enough time.
No.
I love you, Patrick.
We literally
Oh,
wouldn't be
man.
here without you.
Literally none of us would be here. It's true.
Yeah, it is.
He is our grandfather of anime. He'll be like, oh, grandfather, thanks, bitch.
Thanks.
It's okay. We'll edit it. I'm going to totally forget to
And
take
we'll make
this
it
out.
sound nice.
Yeah, it was like, it is nice. Oh, man. Well, Kate, thank you so much for being on. This was fun.
It was.
See? We talked about spoopy stories at the beginning of people trying to cause havoc at conventions, and then it turned into a horror show of how old we are. So really,
It did.
a great way to end the month. Old!
Yeah, well,
That's okay.
we're still fun. So
It's still, yeah, like I said, like we can just like look at kids and go, you have no idea.
No.
You are welcome.
And you're gonna sit here and do the same thing in 20 years. So don't even look at me now.
Yeah, right? Just like, yep, you. All bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I'll see you.
You want to come be security staff?
Yeah, right. You want to be a bouncer?
Yeah. We need young, excited children.
Yeah,
We won't break
true.
you.
Yeah, right. Rip your soul out. Here, watch us Kaflone. See you in 20 episodes. Bye!
Have fun!
Bye!
You won't be traumatized for life. It's fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Oh my god, just make them watch like the end of Trigon, the end of Escaflowne,
Yep.
the end of Evangelion.
God. We
worse
have
than
terrible things to watch.
Like, what other traumatizing
Cowboy
ending?
Cowboy Bebop also doesn't have a great end.
Yeah, you're right. It's funny. I started rewatching Cowboy Bebop not too recently, and I totally skipped over the last episode. I was like, I can't do it.
I can't do it. Yep.
I can't do it. I won't do it to myself.
Yeah. There's a couple of them where I'm like, nope, I've done it once and I never need to do it again.
Exactly. Is there anything you'd like to promote while you're here, dear?
I guess come visit the 501st and Rebel Legion booth at Rhode Island Comic Con. We will be on the top floor, as we always are, in our little corner of the galaxy, I guess.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And
The best part of Rhode Island Comic Con is going to visit the 501st booth. I think I mentioned that in my Rhode Island Comic Con episode.
Well, we appreciate it, because we try to make it interesting.
It does make it interesting. I can't wait to hear from stories about that.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, again, we haven't got the time.
No, Rhode Island's a whole thing unto itself.
Woo! All right. Well, thanks so much, Kate. Loved having you. I miss you. Hopefully we'll see each other at the convention soon.
Yeah. Are you coming down to Rhode Island?
I probably am not.
Okay. That's a good choice.
I'll be real. No, probably not. Oh, man. Let's see. Also, I just want to promote that my book is out still, and it's on Amazon. It's available. That Could Have Gone Worse, Life Lessons from a Dinosaur Cosplayer, appropriately titled. And that is available on Amazon. It's doing pretty good. It's doing surprisingly well, actually.
Nice. I've seen a number of people posting pictures of it.
Yeah, like it's showing up places. Like it's kind of crazy.
Awesome.
And hopefully once we get back into convention game more, it will make more of a circulation in the convention world. So
then you can be a guest and do signings.
Oh my god, please. I'm not that famous. No, probably not. All right, folks. Have a good night. See you later.